Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria. If this is the first time on this channel and if you're a returning subscriber, then what's good, fam? Today I'm gonna be talking about, from the caption of course, the struggles of living abroad or living in a different country from your country of origin. Personally, as most of you may or may not know, I am not in my country. I'm from Nigeria, but I'm currently living in China and I've been here for about 2 years now, almost 2 years anyways. And yeah, in that period of time I've gathered from experience some of the not so juicy parts of being abroad. I mean, I know for most people, especially people in Africa or Nigeria, the dream is to japa, right? The dream is to go abroad and just leave the country, basically leave Nigeria or leave that part of Africa where you're from and just go to like the bigger countries, right? America, UK, Canada, and so on and so forth. But in my own little experience, you guys, it's been good, of course, living abroad. I'm not going to deny that my life has become better in a lot of ways, but there are also definitely some things that I have suffered as a result of being abroad. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video. Hopefully it's something you guys are interested in and you keep watching till the end. If it's your first time on this channel, hi, you're welcome. I hope you like this video and make sure to subscribe and join the family. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Just so this video is not all over the place, I actually wrote down the points I'm going to be talking about today. And you guys, these are actually things that I thought about. Like I said, from my experience, I thought about, okay, what are the things that I've been battling with or struggling with since I was abroad. And this is actually coming from experience. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not theoretical, this is practical. First of all, I think one of the things that a lot of people who live abroad suffer with is loneliness. Okay, now loneliness in the sense that you are obviously away from your family, away from your kindred, like the Bible like the Bible, when God told Abraham, I want you to get up and leave your family, your kindred, your people, basically everyone you've known your whole life. When you go abroad, you're you're getting into a brand new environment, and chances are that nobody there. I mean, if you're very lucky, then you might meet someone who has probably gone abroad before you and is in the same area where you are, which is not so often. Honestly speaking, most of the times loneliness tends to creep in because there are just not a lot of people you connect with, at least not at first, and so you just get this feeling of being all alone. And sometimes it can be hard to deal with. It can be scary, especially if you're someone who is not so used to being on your own. I mean, maybe for introverts or people who don't really care about having people around them, they might not have such a big problem. But the truth is that I feel like even for introverts, it's still going to be there, because introverts, they like to be on their own, but it doesn't mean they don't like the company of their friends or just hanging out with people that they know. But when you get to a foreign land, you guys, you literally have no friends yet. If you're someone who's outgoing, like an extrovert, and it's easy for you to make friends, then you might even be able to cope better. But for someone who is not who is not so outgoing, it might take you months, even years, before you get to make friends with people and connect with them and actually have people that you can relate with. But honestly, at the first the first time, or let me say the first weeks or the first months of your stay, you're going to feel very, very lonely. That's just the truth, and it's just something you have to prepare your mind for if you ever plan on going abroad. Secondly, I didn't really know how to put this one, but I just wrote it like being forced to grow up. Okay, going abroad or going to a different country literally forces you to grow up. Now, I don't mean grow up in your age, because everybody's growing up anyways, but when you leave your country and you find yourself in a strange land where you are all alone, you are forced to grow up, even if you're like very young, because I know some people also go abroad at a very young age. I wasn't so young when I went abroad. I was an adult, and I to an extent I knew myself, right? But so many young people, some people who just finished secondary school and their parents ship them abroad for university. Some of them come here at 16, 17, and sometimes they're basically still children, okay? They still have those, you know, children's traits inside of them. But honestly, when you find yourself in such a situation, you are being forced to grow up, okay? Nobody has time to, you know, pet you or still, you know, just give you the excesses to carry out your youthful, you know, stupidity and all of that. You just have to grow up, because being abroad requires a lot of independence from you. It requires a lot of smartness, you know, when it comes to decision taking, when it comes to certain things. You just have to be up and doing, okay? So that in its own is going to make you grow up. Thirdly, I wrote it down as, you know, the feeling of not being accepted or not being welcome. Now, this one is one that is very pronounced, especially if you go to a country where there is like racism or, you know, discrimination between the people of the place and foreigners, okay? I mean, like in the US, we hear about all the black hate crimes and, you know, shootings and so on and so forth. And these are just things that people who are abroad have to deal with. That's just the truth. As long as you are not with people of, you know, like skin or like color or, you know, of just like nationality, it's just something you're going to have to deal with. Most times, even if it's not open hate or open racism, you just have this subtle racism that exists in all those places. For example, here in China, even though racism is not so full-blown like that, like you won't really see, you know, black people or foreign people getting physically hurt or physically abused just the way it is very popular in, you know, America and other countries in the world. But the racism is still there. That's just the truth. You find, especially among all these some of these people, some of these Chinese people who really take it to their hearts to really just dislike, you know, black people or think that black people are beneath them and things like that. I shared in one of my videos that I posted a lot of months ago concerning, you know, my experiences as a black person in China, how you can literally just be walking on the road and a Chinese person will pass you by and literally just spits like very close to you or even at you. Because why? I don't know, you are disgusting or what, I don't just know. You know, some of them, they just have this thing. It actually happened to me personally. So those things are there. Sometimes you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not really accepted, maybe I shouldn't even be here in the first place. Honestly, sometimes it's just so overwhelming, and I feel like it's more for some people than others. I mean, for some people they are lucky and they don't get it a lot. Me personally, I'm lucky. I hear what my friends tell me, and I can actually just count how many times I feel like maybe a Chinese has been racist towards me or, you know, being discriminatory towards me because of the color of my skin. I don't get it always, but there's some people that maybe also because of where they stay, it's just like their whole life, they are like every day they have an encounter with, you know, someone, you know, just being not nice to them because of the color of their skin or because of where they come from. So there is this feeling of generally not being accepted or, you know, not being welcome in a place. So that's also something that people who are abroad deal with a lot. Another aspect that is also very common is the one that has to do with culture shock. And culture shock is something that I feel almost everybody, you know, who migrates from their country to another country experiences. Personally, here in China, I got a lot of culture shock. Like, there's so many differences between China. I feel like that's even going to make for another video altogether, because if I start explaining, this video will be too long. But basically, you know, Chinese people don't think the way Africans think. They have different thoughts, you know, concepts. They have different ways that they look at things and different ways that they understand things. It was a shock to me. Like, you know, when I got here, it was something that, you know, I had to get used to an extent. Okay, let me just give one example. Chinese people, for one, are very, what's the word? They're very humble. Like, they're very humble. I think that's the word. Chinese people are not, they're not loud. They don't put themselves out there. They don't praise themselves. Let's say, for example, you compliment a Chinese person, you'll be like, oh my god, you're so pretty. She'll be like, no, I'm not pretty. Like, the typical way of reacting or responding to your compliment is for her to say, no, I'm the ugliest. Like, I'm the ugliest. That's just the way she can respond to your praises. Like they won't accept the praise. The way they accept praise is by deflecting it. I don't know if you guys understand me, but that's what they do. Let's say, for example, you see a mother whose child is doing very well at school. Maybe the child is like really brilliant, and you're just like, oh wow, your child is so smart. The way he's learning and catching up with things, it's really so admirable. She'll be like, no, he's so dumb. Like, he's so dumb. I think he's so stupid. And at first it was confusing. I'm just like, okay, what's this? What's going on? Are you just trying? Are you really pulling my legs right now? Like, you don't know this person is actually beautiful. You don't know you are beautiful, or you're really just trying to be very, very, modest. On the other hand too, like when you turn it around, on the other hand, if they compliment you like, oh my god, your Chinese is so good, and you say, oh, thank you, as you normally would, in typical Nigerian setting, or in a typical foreigner setting, they will not say anything to you because they will know you are a foreigner, but they'll just look at you like you're a very proud person. That's just the truth. They'll just look at you like they expect you to deflect every praise. Like me now, the thing even rubbed off on me unconsciously. Nowadays, if someone tells me, oh my god, your Chinese is so good, you speak Chinese so well, I'll just be like, no, my Chinese is really poor. Like I need to study harder, I need to improve my Chinese. Like, that's just the way it works around here. Okay, so culture shock is something you're gonna have to deal with. Next point is also one that is very, very common, and it's about dating, in a foreign land or in a foreign place. In fact, I shot a video about this with my girl, and I don't know which of those two videos is gonna go up first. I don't know if this one is gonna go up first or that one is going to go up first, but either ways, dating as a foreigner, or a foreign person in a different country, is a struggle. Okay, it's something that most people don't like to admit, but it's something that is actually there. Now, this is owing to a couple of reasons. Number one, if you are in the place where you are from, like let's say you are from Nigeria and you are in Nigeria, it's not hard to find a boyfriend. Please, let's just keep it straight, okay? You literally you have like everybody in your DM, and you have people checking you all around because you just have circle of friends, and you have people that knows people that knows people. I mean, it's not difficult to find a partner basically, but the story is different altogether when you are abroad. First of all, there are not enough people who are from the same place with you. I know a lot of us would like to date or end up with people who are from where we're from. For example, let's say I'm from Nigeria and here in China. I mean, in China there are so many other foreigners from different countries of the world, and also from Nigeria, but somehow the number of Nigerian people are limited. Okay, so it's going to be very difficult for me to find a Nigerian guy that I would actually like and want to date in this place. Unlike back in Nigeria, where there's like a sea of men, you can just choose literally. Like, it makes dating very difficult if you're abroad, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. That's why most times you also see people who are abroad going outside their race and outside their nationalities to date different other people, and which is something me personally I also advocate for. I feel like there's no point just being tribalistic and saying, okay, I must date or I must marry a person from the same place where I come from. Also, I feel like a lot of people who are abroad are like very ambitious. I feel like most times a lot of us are just really ambitious, so it will seem like we don't have time for love or time for dating and relationships, both the male and the female folks. By the time I saw this post on was it Twitter, and it was like ladies in Canada, like maid ladies who are like maybe working or studying, like they're looking for partners. Like they're actually now crying out that men that they'll be willing to sponsor a man from Nigeria to come to Canada, like to just come and marry them or just come and be their partner. Like, you can imagine, it's that bad. Okay, so the second to the last point we're going to be talking about today is, I do not also know how to put it again, so I wrote it: people at home think you have made it. Read that again. People at home think you have made it, whereas in reality you might not have made it just yet. Now, what do I mean by this? Once you are abroad, in fact, it's so bad that even if it's Cameroon that the person just went to, people at home are suddenly, you are suddenly supposed to be some sort of benefactor, and everybody is looking at you, calling you. Everybody suddenly does not have money. The hunger in Nigeria is killing them. My people, this is not a joke. It's not a joke. And when even people abroad they rant about it, people at home are like, hey, if it's like that, come back to Nigeria, let me come and be the one abroad, let you see whether I will not be handling all those responsibilities. You guys, I feel like this is like one of the most serious problems of a person that is abroad. Okay, people automatically think you've made it. Sometimes you just even go abroad for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, and they are calling you as if they kept one job for you that was waiting for you there, that once you go there you just started packing up. Some of them, I don't even know if they are thinking that once you land at the airport, you start picking money on the ground and putting in your bag, so they will just call you, they just be like, you think that they are calling you to check up on you. Before you know, the conversation is entering, this one happen, they shoot bird, mama fly, all boiling down to send money. Even for we gone that we are students, that we just went abroad to study, not work, they will still be calling you. Do you people think I'm just getting? I don't understand this. Somebody help me understand. This is honestly one of the harsh realities of people who are abroad. People at home or people back in Nigeria, they automatically think you've made it. Number one, they will not even be sending you money. Who is even sending you money? If you even ask, they'll say, you that you are abroad, we that are in Nigeria, who should be sending you money? But the person that's talking is working and making money in Nigeria, and you are studying in abroad. But because you are abroad, auntie, uncle, you don't need money, send us money. You're the one that should be sending us money. So I feel like it's actually not fair. It's actually not fair because a lot of people get pressured, and it just puts people who are abroad under a lot of pressure, because as a person, I mean, nobody also wants to be a disappointment, so to speak. And to some certain extent, you will try your best to fulfill some responsibilities and just try to help people who are back at home. But some people just take it as it's something that you should do because you are abroad. I mean, they're not even asking you, okay, are you working? How much are you earning? How are you even spending the money? Forgetting that living abroad on its own is also a means of spending money. If let's say in Nigeria you can just spend 20,000 naira a month in your expenses, if you are living abroad and you check it in the country's currency, that money is not 20k again. So your expenses also increase as you are living abroad. So they don't even want to know these things, they just want you to send money. Last point, okay, the last and final point we're going to be talking about today, which I feel like is a resultant effect of all these points that I've been talking about put together, is depression. Okay, you guys, the truth is that, and statistics show it as well, majority of people or people living in diaspora or people living abroad are depressed, and it is the gospel truth. Majority of them, I'm gonna say us because I'm not depressed, in Jesus' name, amen. Majority are depressed, okay, and it's a resultant effect of all this wahala living abroad. I mean, yeah, living abroad is going to change your life in a lot of ways. It's going to make your life easier. Maybe you get more money, or living abroad is quite easy because there is like basic facilities that you need to have a better life, and you don't have to struggle so much to get things as you would if you're in Nigeria or if you're back in your country. These other problems that we just talked about now, it actually leads to serious and acute depression. For some people it's worse than others. Let's say for example, for someone who is doing PhD or for someone who is doing masters, like most especially PhD, because those PhD people, they can read and they need to do a lot of study. Most of them are just depressed, because when you calculate, when you put together all these struggles and headaches and wahala, sometimes it just results in serious depression. And you know, depression is not something that is written on the face. Number one, people commit suicide. I mean, people are laughing with their friends a day, and the next day you hear that these people have committed suicide. So it means those people, they were depressed all along, but nobody could find out. I mean, you see people who are abroad posting pictures on Instagram, they're looking fresh, they're looking cute. Honey, all that glitters is not gold. That's the truth. I'm telling you from experience. Not all those fine pictures with fine background, it doesn't mean all is well deep down, okay? A lot of them are actually going through stuff that they cannot just talk about. This is something that we should talk about. I mean, it's not all fun and rosy and cruise. Sometimes you see people's picture, they are looking so fresh, their skin is so fair. It's not anything serious. It's not money. It's the weather. It's just winter. Okay, most abroad countries have winter. Once winter comes and passes, you become very white, you become very fair. So stop thinking that there's one magic thing that they are eating or they are rubbing on their skin. I remember after my first winter in China, I took pictures and I was looking so white, because I've not been outside for a long time, and because the weather is very cold. What makes people dark is sunlight, and you know. And people are just like, hey, what are you rubbing? Please, is it maybe, I don't know whether I'm thinking it's a very wonderful Chinese cream, you know, that I found that is so suddenly making me so white. I'm like, Blue Seal, Vaseline. That's what I'm rubbing, people of God. Blue Seal, oh, Blue Seal. You have it there in Nigeria. So it's not magic. It's not anything. There's nothing special. It's just the weather. Just stop thinking that, you know, people who are abroad, they have suddenly made it because you see them take a couple of nice pictures. No, I feel like there's more to making it than nice pictures. Okay, anyways, that wraps it up for today's video. I feel like this video is going to be too long, and I didn't want it to be so, but I didn't just know how to cut it. I would just like to say, if you're a person who is abroad and you know you are away from family, you're away from loved ones, just know that you are one of the strongest people who has ever walked the earth. And you might not be feeling like yourself all the time. You might not be feeling up to your game. You might not be feeling like you have everything together, but just know that you are already doing very good. You're already doing very good, just with the fact that you are coping, you're surviving, you know, being away from family and away from loved ones for such a long period of time. For most people, you know, who are abroad, because of corona, they've not been able to travel home to see their loved ones. For some people are even married and their spouses are, you know, back in their country. And I'm just wondering, how are you guys even coping? Like, the Lord is your strength. Oh, seriously, I just want to shout out to every person in the abroad. It's not easy, but God got us. God got us, okay? You guys should just keep going and keep being strong. I know the struggle is there, but just keep going, okay? Just keep going. The future is bright. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me comments, and you know, if you are abroad, tell me what it's like. Tell me if there are any other points that I missed. I'm sure there are definitely other points I missed, because I just thought about my personal, you know, the things I faced personally, but I'm sure a lot of us can relate to some of the things I've said. Let me know if you can, and you know, if you have other things too that you've experienced that I did not mention in this video. And if you are in Nigeria or you are still in your country and you're thinking of japaing, just tell me what you think, okay? Do you think this is enough to make you say, okay, let me stay back? Or are we japaye? Either way, let me know. Let's just chat in the comment section. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to subscribe though. Bye guys.